Uh, Welcome to day 11. This is day 11 of the 40-day fast. And today, January 12th of 2012. All right. Uh, just something I will mention. Was a curious thing. In my church, I lead the music on Wednesdays. Yesterday was Wednesday, today's Thursday. Uh, and I lead the music there. I'm like, lead the congregation to singing. We sing about 4 or 5 songs at the beginning before the pastor delivers the message. And yesterday, I felt like I could not project my voice. So I've been drinking the still water all this time. So because my stomach felt too empty, I felt I needed to have it more full. So I went, to the fountain there, the water they have, the water fountain they have there, and I drank some water to fill my stomach. But I think that must have been something that caused the still water has been fine so fine, but drinking the water from the faucet there, at the place, I think it irritated me. It did something to my stomach because when I came home, I saw that I was spitting some blood. It only happened twice, and after that it just went away. But I think I better stick to the still water. And next time I gotta do my service at the church, I better take my own water bottle of the still water because I think that conflicted or something. But other than that, I did not feel weak or get any fever or anything like that. But you guess you gotta be careful what you give to your body. Even if one thing, you gotta stick to it. But here we are, and it's day 11 of the fast. So thank God I'm still going on. Thank God for 11 days. By the way, this is the first time I'm doing just a water fast. The one that I did for 28 days, I was thinking like pomegranate juice. I was chewing on one pomegranate a day and drinking water and salt at that time, and that was it. But I went on it for 28 days. That's the longest I had done before. But this is the time because I'm at a normal weight right now. We're doing 148 pounds right now. But once you have all of your toxins out of your body, you can actually do longer fasts. So that's why I ventured to do this time, and I'm hoping the Lord help me to finish it. My goal is to go 40 days and see what happens. But as we go back to our meditation, we were meditating on the temptation of Christ that he had in the wilderness. And I told you yesterday that in the second temptation, I like to go in the order that is described in Matthew. In which it says the first temptation was to turn the stones into bread. And the second temptation was, we took him to the pinnacle of the temple and told him to cast himself down. If he was the Son of God, to cast himself down, to test the word of God, the promise of protection for him, that he shall give his angel charge over thee concerning thee, that ye shall carry up, that you dash your feet against the stone. So, one thing you got to understand, with the devil, everything is external. It's how to make sure that everything is there for the flesh to be protected. And also, first of all, for the flesh to have its provisions, the food. Second, to have its protection. And third, to have all the production that has been made. Because that's basically how the Gentiles and every unbeliever, everybody that doesn't believe in God, works. They work for the flesh. They want to make sure they have what to eat, what to drink. And then they want to make sure that whatever they get has a warranty and is protected. And their body's also protected. So all concerned for their external body. And finally, they want to accumulate all the production that is out there in the world. So that's what I call the P factor. I used to teach this with what I call the P factor. Provisions, protection, and production. That's why those 3 things are included in the 3 temptations. The first was, make sure that there are provisions for the flesh. That's why was that temptation. But Jesus says, It is written, men shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God. Because once you are given words, you learn to love instruction, then you're able to be a provider. And it's better to be a provider than to be a seeker of provisions. So Jesus wants to put you on the lead. That's why my message is always like this. Your Jesus sucks, my Jesus rules. The Jesus that you believe in, most churches preach nowadays, is the Jesus that Satan wanted him to be. The Jesus that just uses his power to provide for the flesh, to protect the flesh, and then get the productions for the flesh. That's a Jesus that sucks. That's what the devil wanted him to be. But he stayed as the Lord that he is, and he said, no. It is written, men shall not be bread alone, but by every word. Because before anything is made, words have to put it in place. Words have to assemble it. Words have to give the instructions. Words have to be written in a schematic. And then this product can be made, and then we can have a living. So that's the Jesus that rules. And now in the second temptation, now is to use the word of God for the protection of the flesh. Okay? But no, that's not the case. Jesus told him, like I told you yesterday, the manual is never tested. The manual is always trusted, and based upon what is written in the manual, we test the products that the manuals have created, and we make them work to specifications according to the manual. That's the law. It is written means that's our law. And that's how the world behaves, because that's the law. And so, but another thing you got to understand is that with God, He's interested in us making sure that the word that's deposited in us is protected. Because it is for the words. We're going to have to appear before God and give an account for every idle word that we have spoken. That every word has not been employed in revealing Him, we're going to have to give. Because our words inside of us are only employed and are only working when we're utilizing them, when we are using them to express Him and to talk about Him and to rejoice in Him. That's when those words inside of us are employed, so they're working. If they're not being employed for that purpose, it's an idle word. We can be using it to brag about ourselves, brag about our companies, brag about our friends, brag about our wife, brag about our children. But those words are not being working yet. And so every word that we are using inside of us, you remember the word is the sun flowing through us. We've been entrusted to have the divinity of God flow through us by way of words. And we're going to have to answer for that. That's the way we employ it. We have to employ the words that are flowing through us the way God employs them. And so that's very important. So that's what we're all getting at here. So in the second temptation, he's trying to address that, and you know that how it is with computers. A computer breaks down when the words break down. When the programs are no longer working, I say, oh, my computer broke down. Even though the external, the hardware, the shape of it has not been banged out, or looks perfectly new, but if the words inside break down, we say the computer break down. That's how it is with God. If the words inside of us are not used and occupied in revealing Him, the soul broke down. That's the situation with Him. So that's what we need to remember. And that's in the mentality that He's operating here. So we'll continue this tomorrow, but this is just we are in the second temptation now, and that's what we're discussing. But this is a little more further in-depth revelation into that passage. That will be all for now.